The concept of ODA has never been a perfect one. It has evolved over time, considering the varying demands, peculiarities, and emergencies of global development funding in developing countries. The overall objective of ODA is for the progress of humanity, backed up by social justice. And as noble as this is, everyone has an active role to play, whether as a donor or a recipient. The dichotomy between the global north and south shouldn't be seen from a lens of classism or even decolonization, but as two distinct change actors aiming to fulfill the sustainable development goals. There is no gainsaying to the fact that donor countries are charged with the responsibility of meeting up with the required or the expected financial target of 0.7% as stipulated by the United Nations. However, there is an even more crucial responsibility when it comes to appropriation, accountability, measurement, leadership, storytelling, and advocacy by receiving countries. Having said this, my major learnings are that the future of global development is highly predicated on the empowerment of youth leadership as policy drivers and executors. Development in the global south has the potential to grow faster with the adoption of refined ideas, perspectives, and as well as the strength of young people who understand the realities of the grassroots and have a clear vision of what the future should look like. The innovation needed for a systemic shift of the aid operation is hinged on the inclusivity of youth voices, participation, and influence as it affects the political and economic landscape. The youth population constitutes a substantial portion of the global south. Overall, 60% of Africa's population is under 25. Now, this youth bulge provides development opportunities as young people will shape the region's social and economic future. Youth-led movements have brought global attention to issues like climate change, education reform, and political accountability, aligning with ODA objectives to address systemic inequalities. Another key learning is the power of telling your impact story. A lot could have been done, but if the impact story is not well captured and communicated, the effect would be a decline in trust and a sense of discouragement for donor countries to give the required funding. Storytelling transforms abstract statistics into relatable narratives, making challenges in developing countries more tangible. Stories of accountability encourage responsible use of funds and reduce skepticism about aid mismanagement. I'm currently working as a volunteer at Camp Adventure Africa, an NGO with the objectives to lead, to love, save, and serve through effective, sustainable social change in communities around the world. There is a youth-led movement of young leaders like me contributing by reaching out to children, youth, and families in rural and marginalized areas. My leadership role to further push the implementation of ODA here is by telling our stories through creative storytelling and communication via our channels. Our focus is on civic leadership, community relations and engagement, fun, and adventure. Today, I'm live at one of our outreaches somewhere in a lost island in native Ghana, where we have come to engage by teaching through fun learning activities and distribution of household items, food, and to the indigenous of this community right here in Guyana Island, while we are also working towards meeting their actual core needs. I strongly believe that the actualization and future of ODA has learned is for receiving countries to begin to find alternative sources of funding and not rely on foreign aids alone. One of the ways that I think we can achieve more with less is by focusing on the quality of impact much more than the volume of impact. This will lead to a more strategic deployment and allocation of funds. My name is Maj, and I just want to see the world become. Thank you, One Young World, and thank you to the Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation.